Well, now I'm speaking to the man who's been quoted in the papers as saying municipalities are not the junior partners of government. And this, of course, is the spokesperson of SAMWU, Papikie Mohale. He joins me at the desk. Papikie, thank you for making the time to join us. What do you mean by that statement, that you're not the junior partners to government?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us here. It's simple. What we are saying is that all state employees should be treated equally. You now have a situation wherein workers that are in the public sector are receiving the home allowance, which is one of our demands. We've demanded a housing allowance of 1,500. We then moved. We are now at 1,200. However, SALGA does not want to concede to one of that demand.
So why is that why is there a double system, that what happens at a national government level isn't the same as what happens at a local government level? Help me understand.
It is, in fact, we are surprised ourselves because it seems as though SALGA does not care for its employees. SALGA does not value the work that municipal workers do. I mean, if you check, recently your councillors represented by SALGA have come and said that they want a 400% salary increase, which will put their salaries at 1.3 million. However, when it comes to municipal workers, the people that are responsible for the basic services, they are offering a ridiculous offer of 5.9%.
So they're offering 5.9%. What is SAMWU asking for? So give us a sense of how broad the divide is.
We actually are far from each other. We are very far. Our initial demand was 15%. We've moved. We are now at 11%. SALGA opened the negotiations with 4.4%. They are now at 5.9%.
So they've moved?
Yes.
Have you moved?
We've significantly moved. I mean, from 15 to 11, that's significant movement. However, from SALGA's side, their movement has been 1.09%.
So on the concessions part, there isn't equal movement, but you've also been quoted in the papers as saying that you're open to striking even whilst you're still negotiating, and there's been a lot of criticism about that. Why are you so keen to take the fight to the streets?
It seems as though SALGA wants us to conclude these negotiations on the streets. Our members are ready, the ground is fertile, and if that's the case, we will definitely meet SALGA on the streets. It is, by the way, a strike is a constitutional right of every employee. It is enshrined in the Constitution of South Africa. The LRA allows us to do that. If we are aggrieved and can't find common ground, one way for us to express ourselves would be going to the streets. And our members are ready to defend what they believe is rightfully theirs.
Have you put in safeguards to ensure that when you do take that fight to the streets, it doesn't involve, for example, the violence against public buildings and facilities? Because, again, in the past, this is another criticism that has been leveled to say, fight the fight and not necessarily public facilities for the broader community.
We do not promote violence in any form or nature. We do not promote looting or anything of that nature. However, whatever happens on the streets, there's been no proof or evidence that has been put forward to suggest that people who have been involved in such things are our members. So, in fact, even the last strike, we categorically distanced ourselves from the looting that happened in Cape Town. In fact, the marshals that were on the ground indicated to us that those were not our members who were responsible for the routine.
And given that, have you then, though, made sure that even within your members that there's sufficient member education to say we have a constitutional right and we're going to exercise that constitutional right within the correct parameters? Have you taken that action?
To begin with, before we are workers, we are members of the community. So it would not benefit us in any way if we are going to do away with the property that's supposed to benefit us. So, which is why we have marshals when we go on marches, which is why we have people to ensure that we follow the route that has been given to us.
Well, Papikie, thank you for making the time to join us. We're going to be following these negotiations closely. And of course, if it does spill out into the streets, we'll be following that as well. Hope to have you back at the desk. That's Papikie Mohale. He is the spokesperson for SAMWU.